Two friends start with the exact same amount of money, same salary, same city, same age, same dream, get rich without working forever. One buys a rental property. The other quietly buys index funds. 20 years later, both become wealthy, but one of them aged faster doing it, and the other almost quit halfway through because it felt like nothing was happening. Now here's the crazy part. If you only looked at social media, you would bet on the wrong guy, because one investment looks rich long before it actually becomes rich. The other looks boring right before it becomes unstoppable. And when you see the full math, including the hidden costs nobody talks about, you'll understand why millions of people spend decades chasing the wrong type of wealth. This is not a real estate versus stocks video. This is a video about something much deeper, the price people pay for feeling successful. And trust me, that price is way higher than most people realize. Meet Metu. Metu is 28 years old, works a decent job, makes around $60,000 a year. Not rich, not broke. But he's finally saved his first serious chunk of money, $50,000. Now most people think wealth starts with making more money. It doesn't. Wealth starts with one dangerous question. What should I do with what I already have? Because that single decision repeats for the rest of your life. And Metu becomes obsessed. Suddenly his YouTube feed changes. Real estate made me a millionaire at 32. Why index funds beat everything. Passive income secrets. Retire early. Everybody sounds confident. Everybody sounds rich. Everybody sounds right. And that's the problem. Because money advice online is usually missing one thing, the part that hurts. So Metu does what most people do. He splits into two imaginary futures in his head. In one future, he becomes a landlord. In the other, he becomes a quiet investor nobody notices. And this is where the story begins. In the first future, Metu buys a rental property, $250,000 house, 20% down payment. The bank covers the rest. Immediately, he feels powerful. Because leverage feels like cheating. He used $50,000 to control a $250,000 asset. That sounds insane. And honestly, it kind of is. His mortgage payment is around $1,400 a month. He finds tenants paying $1,950. Boom, cash flow. The first rent payment hits his account and something changes psychologically. It feels different than stock gains, different than a savings account. This feels real. He can drive past the house, touch it, show it to people. At family dinners, people suddenly care. Oh wow, you own property? His coworkers are impressed. His parents are proud. His Instagram captions become motivational. And slowly, Metu starts believing he cracked the code. But then reality arrives. Not all at once. That would be too easy. No, it arrives slowly through tiny little financial punches. First, the dishwasher breaks. Then the tenant complains about mold. Then property taxes rise. Then insurance goes up. Then the tenant moves out unexpectedly. Now the house sits empty for 5 weeks. No rent coming in, but the mortgage? Still there. Always there. That's the thing about debt. It doesn't care if life goes wrong. And suddenly Metu notices something strange. The property makes money, but somehow he never feels richer. Because every dollar coming in already has somewhere else to go. And this is where almost every financial freedom video lies to you. They show the rent. They almost never show the repairs. They show the revenue. They hide the stress. Because saying, "My tenant flooded the bathroom at 2:13 a.m." doesn't sound very passive. Here's what nobody tells you about real estate. It's not just an investment. It's a second identity. Metu stops thinking like an employee. Now he thinks like an operator, a manager, a negotiator, a problem solver. And some people love this. That's important. Because if you enjoy the game, the stress feels worth it. But if you don't, the property slowly starts owning you. And the scary part is, the math can still look good while your life feels terrible. By year 5, Metu's house is worth more. His tenants have paid down part of the mortgage, His equity has grown. On paper, he's wealthier, but emotionally, he's exhausted. Because wealth is weird. Sometimes your net worth goes up while your freedom goes down. Now let's rewind. Same Matthew, same $50,000, different decision. This time, he buys index funds. No property, no tenants, no leverage, no exciting dinner conversations, just one boring little investment account. At first, it feels almost embarrassing. Nobody cares, nobody asks questions, there's no wow factor. His account goes up a little, then down, then sideways. Months pass, nothing dramatic happens, and this is where most people fail. Not because investing is hard, because investing is boring. Humans are not wired for slow rewards. We want visible progress, action, movement, proof. That's why people love real estate content online. It feels productive. Index investing feels like watching paint dry. But under the surface, something dangerous is happening. Compounding. At first, compounding looks weak, tiny, almost pathetic. Year 1, not impressive. Year 2, still boring. Year 3, and then suddenly, the curve bends. And once the curve bends, everything changes. This is the part people misunderstand about investing. The first few years are not financially difficult. They're emotionally difficult. Because your brain keeps whispering, this can't possibly be enough. Then comes the crash. Because crashes always come. Maybe it's a recession. Maybe inflation spikes. Maybe the market drops 30%. And Matthew watches his portfolio collapse. $140,000 becomes $98,000 in weeks. Now suddenly, the safe investment doesn't feel safe anymore. This is where investing becomes psychological warfare. Because nobody knows who they are in the stock market until they watch years of progress disappear. And most people break here. They sell, they panic, they wait for certainty, but certainty never comes. That's the trap. The stock market transfers money from emotional people to patient people. And Matthew has a choice, trust the process or trust fear. So he keeps investing, quietly, automatically, month after month, even when it feels pointless, especially when it feels pointless. Now fast forward 20 years. This is where the story gets interesting. The landlord version of Matthew owns a property worth nearly $500,000. The investor version of Matthew has a stock portfolio worth almost the same. And suddenly the internet debate falls apart, because both paths worked, but they demanded completely different sacrifices. The landlord traded time for leverage. The investor traded excitement for patience. One dealt with tenants. The other dealt with uncertainty. One carried debt stress. The other carried market fear. And this is the twist nobody expects. The winner usually isn't determined by the investment. It's determined by the personality. Because the best investment strategy is the one you can survive long enough to continue. That's it. Not the smartest one, not the flashiest one, the sustainable one. But there's an even deeper lesson hiding underneath all this, and almost nobody talks about it. Because Matthew's real advantage wasn't real estate, and it wasn't stocks, it was consistency. Most people never reach wealth because they constantly reset the game. New car, bigger apartment, lifestyle inflation, random crypto phase, panic selling, impulse spending, starting over every 2 years. That destroys compounding. The truth is, wealth is usually boring, repetitive, quiet, and honestly, a little anticlimactic. But if you repeat enough smart decisions long enough, the outcome becomes almost unfair. That's what compounding really is. Not magic, not luck, just time multiplying behavior. So, should you buy real estate? Maybe. Should you invest in index funds? Probably. But that's not the real question. The real question is, what kind of pain can you tolerate? Because every path to wealth has pain attached to it. Real estate comes with responsibility, stocks come with uncertainty, business comes with risk, nothing is free. And the people who actually become wealthy aren't the people who found the perfect investment. They're the people who stop jumping between strategies every 6 months. They picked a path, stayed consistent, and gave compounding enough time to become visible. That's the part social media never shows you. Not because it's secret, because it's boring. But boring is usually where the money is. And maybe the biggest financial flex in the world isn't looking rich. It's building wealth quietly enough that nobody notices until it's too late to catch up. And once you truly understand that, you stop chasing investments that make you feel successful and start building a life that actually is. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and start building a smarter financial future today.